Here's a tutorial on Song of Storms from Zelda, written by Koji Konda, arranged by Verona. All right, so that's a bit on the fast side, right? Especially since we're looking at this for the first time. So don't worry, you'll definitely get there. Just take some slow practice and patience. First step is we're gonna go over the intro. So that was the first 4 bars that you heard twice. And you actually hear that later on the first ending at the bottom of the page, right? It's the exact same notes and rhythm and everything. So starting with the left hand, so we're gonna be in D minor position. This is 5 on D, 4, 3, 4, and then it just repeats, just stepwise motion. So taking a look at the right hand, it says 2, 4, 2 on F and 4 on A. So if we're just focusing on this hand, we have rest, 8th, rest, 8th rest, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3. So notice that my hand, so I stay put for the first 2 bars, and then I'm going to shift up a step, 1 step, and then back down for that 1, 3, 5. So when we put it together, it'll be left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, like that. And that repeats at the bottom of the page on ending number 1. Okay, going over to the main melody, starting at measure 5, we're gonna look at right hand first. So right in the very beginning, we have kind of this big stretch, so outlining a full octave, 1, 2, 5. So with your hand, I definitely recommend keeping that stretch just a little bit, but nothing like straining like this, right? So you're just gonna let your wrist guide you up, follow the note going up at the top, the contour of the melody, 1, 2, 5. So you can let go of these notes to reach the high D. So we have D, F, D twice. And then the next note goes up a step, but it says with 4th finger. So we have 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, skip, skip. So let's try that again. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, 3. So that 4, 2, 1, those are all skips there. So all together, measure 5 to 8. 3, 4. Up a step. All right, so far so good. Measure 9, that A that we ended on at measure 8, we're gonna replace that thumb with a 4. And then we have an interval of a 5th A, D, but it says 4, and then we're going to reach to 1 on D. So it'll look like this. A, D. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, thumb on E. So we're going to shift that 1 from D to E on this third line. Skip. 4, 1. Here's that skip with the 2. Okay. And then good news, measure 13, the fourth line. It's the exact same notes as line 2. So then we repeat. 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 2, 1. Replace that 4, 1 with a 4. Measure 17. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And then we saw this kind of in the beginning, except we have that additional downbeat. Rest. Up a step, rest. Down a step. So if we were to practice going from measure 17, so let's say we did the repeat, going back to measure 5, and now we're playing through, we get to measure 17. I'm going to have us go from 17 to second ending, number 2 ending. So 4 was on A, right? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to second ending, and we just hold for 6 beats because it's a tie. Okay. Going over to left hand. So left hand is actually pretty active. I mean, both hands honestly are pretty active. But yeah, if we just isolate the left hand. So D minor position to start. I'm looking at measure 5. 4, 1, 2. So let's try that a few times. Short, short, 4, 1, 2. And then for measure 7 and 8, it's saying we're going to go up a step. So 4, 1, 2. So outlining an F major chord, F, A, C. 4, 1, 2. Back down a step. So measure 8 and measure 6 are the same. So we go from measure 7. F, A, C, down a step. So all together, measure 5 to 8 goes like this. 4, 1, 2, up a step. Down a step. Looking over at measure 9, D minor chord. 3, 1, D minor again. 4, 1. So honestly, line 3 is a little easier than line 2. And then for line 2 and line 4, pretty much similar to the right hand having the same melody. Left hand also has the same accompaniment, same chords and rhythm. So let's practice that again. So measure 13, D minor, 4, 1, 2, up a step, down a step. Now we're at measure 17. Here's D minor. 3, 1. Here's number 1 ending. 2, 3. Same as the intro. 21, 22, and then it goes back to measure 5. Okay, so we're going to do the same process where let's pretend we did the repeat. And now we're at measure 17 with the focusing on the left hand, going to number 2 ending. So measure 17, D minor. 3, 1, number 2. that's how we end the song. Okay, so for practice, we're gonna keep that slow tempo. We're gonna do hands separate. So meaning as you practice with me, I'm going to play the left hand all the way through with first and second ending. So we are gonna do the repeat. We're also gonna do the intro repeat, but I'm gonna play only left hand and I want you to practice the right hand. So play the right hand as I play the left hand, and then we're gonna flip it where I play the right and you play the left. So in the meantime, I might do some snapping to keep us on track. I might say some counting, try to keep it as in sync as you can. So I'll start with the left hand and you play the right hand. Don't forget repeats, yeah. Okay, so here's our tempo. 1, 2, 3. And repeat. Measure 5. And repeat, measure 5. How did that go? Hopefully it went well. And again, in the video, you can definitely slow down the speed of the tutorial so you can follow along with the other hand. But I'm gonna keep the same pace again, but this time I'm gonna play right hand and you do the left hand. Okay, so I'll give us one full measure, 1, 2, 3, and then you start, okay? With repeat. So 1, 2, 3. Repeat. Measure 5. Awesome. So in terms of putting it together, definitely practice in chunks. Like I would just practice the intro 4 bars quite a bit to get used to the maneuvering of the one step up, one step down situation. And then just take line 2 by itself, line 3 by itself, and you can even divide that up into like 4 parts total, like measure 5 and 6 is just one, practice a little bit, and then 7 and 8, or 9 and 10, or 11 and 12. And keeping in mind, line 2 and 4 are the exact same thing, right? So you can kind of omit that for the time being. You could also practice transitions. So like 17 into first ending, or 17 into second ending. And then as you get used to those little chunks, then you can kind of make the chunks a bit bigger, like 4 bars, and then like 8 bars, right? But definitely do a lot of hands separate, and then try a little bit at a time putting it together. And then once you get the hang of that at the slow tempo, then you can bring up the speed. You can even use metronome for that. They give metronome marking at the top here, quarter note equals 180, which is quite fast. But keep it at the lower end and then work your way up in increments of 10 on the metronome until you reach a desired tempo. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching. And yeah, keep practicing.